the ceiling for Alex Eala's potential is undoubtedly much higher. To give a bit of context, I'll bring in a bit of boxing here since my dad always wanted me to become a boxer, but I chose tennis instead. But speaking of boxing, Manny Pacquiao, what a great call. When Pacquiao was at the peak of his career, alongside Roger Federer, he often held even more pride. Analysts are putting in all their efforts, without holding back. They aren't using caution or hedging their words. They're giving their best assessments. At the moment, Alex Eala is undoubtedly the most recognized female tennis player in the world of WTA. Even before the start of Indian Wells or the announcement of the draws, her name dominates professional tennis discourse. All the biggest names in tennis are pointing towards her, acknowledging that Alex Eala is now the face of women's tennis. Experts are even going as far as to rank her above past players who have had stellar careers and made lasting contributions to the sport. Ana Ivanovic, a former Grand Slam champion and a respected voice in tennis, recently made a statement that shocked everyone. Ivanovic said that Alex Eala has outpaced CIA Mira in terms of worldwide recognition and fame during their careers. Ivanovic emphasized that this was not an attack on past greats, but rather a recognition of the unprecedented attention Eala has garnered in such a short time. Then Ivanovic took it to another level. She drew a comparison between Alex Eala's influence on tennis and Manny Pacquiao's influence on boxing during the peak of his career. Ivanovic explained that Eala is not just playing at the highest level. She's also drawing all the attention of the world to her, with the sports world leaning in as she commands the spotlight. What Ivanovic said next was truly telling. She believes there is no limit for Alex Eala if she continues at this pace. As Eala keeps dominating the court, reaching the top of the WTA rankings isn't far-fetched. With every game she plays and every court she steps onto, she is moving closer to the top. If Eala continues to perform like this, who knows? The sky could be the limit for her, both on and off the court. Her influence could go beyond just the sport of tennis. The fact that experts are not only discussing her results, but also her character makes this story even more compelling. They are talking about her humility, the respect she shows for the game and those around her, and her ability to handle the spotlight with grace and composure. It's rare to see both outstanding character and skill in an athlete, but Alex Eala possesses both effortlessly. Last year, when she beat Iga Swiatek, she did so with such poise and humility. It was truly inspiring. Watching her take that match, and then seeing her continue to develop after that was amazing. I've always admired her game, and clearly, she's eager to keep improving. Sam Querrey, a former Grand Slam finalist with a wealth of experience at the highest levels, also had great things to say about her. He too sees something special in her, and it's evident that the tennis world is watching, waiting, and in full support of her future. He made a bold and direct statement. According to him, Alex Eala is now the greatest attraction in the WTA. She's not just a topic of discussion among the biggest names, she's the focus. The buzz around her has reached a level of excitement and attention that separates her from every other player on the tour, especially in terms of audience engagement. Every time she steps onto the court, an unfiltered and irreplaceable energy fills the air, and it's all authentic. It's all hers. Querrey didn't stop there. He went even further and made a surprising point. He speculated that some of the top 10 players in the world, women like Aryna Sabalenka, who have dedicated their lives to becoming the best in this sport, women who have already won the biggest titles tennis has to offer, might be looking at the growing momentum around Alex Eala and feeling a certain way about it. These women are champions. They've conquered every peak in professional tennis. But they can't ignore the wave of attention and adoration that follows Eala wherever she plays. Querrey said this because, in the current state of professional tennis, we need that level of honesty. Women's tennis, right now, is facing a shift. Is Eala bigger than Sabalenka? Is she more popular than Coco Gauff? It's insane. She's having a similar impact to what Carlos Alcaraz had on the men's side last year at the Miami Open. It's comparable to Alcaraz's rise, but it feels even bigger. The crowds in Doha, for example, were absolutely electric. She is truly one to watch, not just because of her skill, but also because of the atmosphere she brings. People are tuning in just to witness the experience, just to be part of what happens when she plays. But this situation is starting to get even more complicated. It's no longer just analysts and commentators talking. The players themselves are beginning to weigh in. One of the most respected and experienced players on the WTA, Jessica Pegula, shared her personal experience with Alex Eala at the Miami Open. What she described was nothing short of remarkable. Pegula admitted that she was caught off guard by what she found. Before the first ball was even struck, she hadn't expected the atmosphere that had already been set. The crowd was massive, larger than she anticipated. The energy was electric, loud, and filled with passion. Every point was emotionally charged. When Pegula used the word insane, she meant it with the utmost admiration. She wasn't complaining, she was in awe. She recognized that she was part of something very special. Pegula then made an important comment. She said that Alex Eala has consistently attracted the largest crowd support of any player on the circuit. Whether it's at the Miami Open, the Australian Open, or Dubai, and not just occasionally, but consistently across multiple tournaments and continents, Eala consistently draws more fans than anyone else. People come specifically to see her. They're eager to be in the stadium during her matches, even lining up in long queues far longer than any other game. Professional tennis has spent years trying to establish this kind of deep magnetic connection between players and global fan bases in new regions. But here comes Alex Eala, creating that connection effortlessly, without relying on artificial marketing strategies. Every week, as Alex Eala continues to perform at a high level and cements her place as one of the top players on the tour, the crowds just keep growing. People are eager to be part of the experience and witness the magic she brings to the game. We saw this firsthand in Australia when the crowds were so large they had to place her on a smaller court, and even then, the excitement was palpable. From the hotel, you could hear the roar of the crowd, especially during night matches. It was incredible. The Australian Open was a true testament to her magnetic pull. The scenes outside the stadium were unlike anything the competition had seen in a long time. Long lines of fans gathered outside, hoping for a chance to get in. Many of them couldn't make it inside, but they still stood outside, waiting and listening to the crowd's cheers, unable to see the action but determined to be near it. That's the level of influence Alex Eala has. She motivates people to go to great lengths just to be close to her. Then Novak Djokovic, considered by many the greatest tennis player of all time, weighed in. A man who has spent over 20 years at the top of the game and has won more Grand Slam titles than anyone in history, Djokovic spoke highly of Eala. He praised her and made it clear that she deserves every ounce of recognition and praise the sport can offer. He also mentioned that her court assignments and tournament schedules haven't always reflected her true rank and drawing power. When Djokovic speaks, the entire tennis world listens, and his statement that Alex Eala deserves more recognition is a powerful endorsement. He pointed out that, as a rising star, she's still young and coming into her own, and there's understandable discussion about how she's being handled, especially since she's the biggest tennis player the Philippines has ever produced. The growing interest in her is undeniable, and it's now a global conversation. The attention around Alex Eala is palpable. Every commentator, tour player, former Grand Slam winner, and athlete seems to be in alignment. Alex Eala is the most talked about name going into Indian Wells, and she is widely regarded as the next big thing in women's tennis. Even before a single point is played, she's the one everyone is watching because she commands the energy and focus of the entire sport. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Alex Eala is now the most well-known player in the WTA, or do you think the hype is outpacing her actual performance? Does the comparison to Manny Pacquiao made by Ana Ivanovic resonate with you, or do you think it's an exaggeration? What about Jessica Pegula's description of the crowd at the Miami Open? Have you ever seen such enthusiasm for a rising star? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Is Alex Eala the real deal, or should we wait to crown her the face of women's tennis until she maintains this level of success consistently?